Hello, everyone. Welcome to Module 3, Taking a Montessori-Based Approach. As you might be aware, the Hickman is implementing the Montessori method for the residents who have dementia, and because it ties in very strongly to their Quaker values, it is important to understand what the Montessori-based approach is and how to incorporate it in your interactions with the residents as well. To begin, the Montessori method was designed by Maria Montessori, an Italian physician, with the intention of teaching children with disabilities who were otherwise deemed unteachable. Focusing on the children's specific needs helped hone in on their interests while maintaining a calm and structured environment. Even though it was originally created for children, since the mid-1990s, healthcare professionals have implemented the Montessori approach in nursing homes, long-term care facilities, and even adult daycares for people with dementia. Just like with children, the goal of this approach is to offer a calm and structured environment for the residents so they can carry out activities that are meaningful to them while garnering a sense of self-worth and importance. The goal is to focus on what the person with dementia can do as opposed to what they cannot do. Specific steps to incorporate Montessori-based programs into interventions consist of finding an activity that interests the person with dementia while using familiar items and not overwhelming them with instructions. Breaking the activity into smaller steps is useful, and letting the person carry out the activity on their own as much as possible provides them with a sense of accomplishment and meaning. It also encourages constructive engagement. As we know, the Hickman is a Quaker facility that maintains its roots in Quaker beliefs and ways of life. At the core of the person is their spirituality, which aligns well with both Quaker principles and the Montessori approach. Quakers believe that elderly people deserve to be treated with dignity and require support and assistance when needed. The Montessori approach aligns well for clients with dementia because it provides structure and allows the resident with dementia to maintain their own personal interests and beliefs while also maintaining their dignity. There are 12 key principles to the Montessori method, and these are all taken from the Center for Applied Research in Dementia. The first principle is that the activity should have a sense of purpose and capture interest. In the same way that you and I wouldn't find pleasure in activities that don't pique our interest or give us a sense of purpose, neither do people with dementia. Principle 2 is to invite the person to participate. Instead of telling a resident that they're going to do something, invite them to participate. Even saying something like, "Hi, we're going to make paper mache in the activity room, and we'd love for you to join us. Let's go this way. Would you like to come?" is better than saying, "We're going here. Let's go." Principle 3 is to offer choice whenever possible. The goal is to let the resident feel empowered to make their own decisions, even if it's just choosing between using paint or colored pencils to design their canvas. For people who already feel a sense of loss of control, giving them an option will enable them to feel more in charge of what they can do. Demonstrate more, talk less. People with dementia have a hard time remembering instructions you tell them. By showing them what to do, they'll be more inclined to follow along. So focus on physical skills. Again, focus on what a person can do. Each resident is different and comes with their own unique skill set, especially when you take into account the level of progression of their dementia. Not everyone will be able to do the same thing. Focus on what each person can do individually to encourage meaningful engagement. Match your speed to theirs. Slow down. The goal of engaging in an activity is more about the experience rather than the end result. Go at the resident's pace and enjoy the time you're spending with them, as opposed to rushing them to finish. Use visual hints, cues, or templates. Providing visual hints, cues, or templates helps a person with dementia follow directions better than trying to explain something. For example, if you put a cup of water with a paint and a brush in front of them, they might be unsure of what to do. Being able to show them by demonstration or by offering physical assistance will help them sequence the activity. Give the person something to hold. Giving the resident something to hold will help them follow your demonstration. It will also help you if you need to assist them using physical guidance. Go from simple to more complex. You can always build onto simple steps in an activity, but it is more difficult when you overwhelm the resident with materials and instructions from the start while expecting to hold their interest. Starting off with more complex activities can have the opposite intended effect. It can increase agitation. Break a task down into steps. Each activity requires a certain amount of steps to achieve the final result. If there are too many steps, they'll need to be broken down further to avoid frustrating the residents and turning them off from participating. When ending a task, you'll want to ask, did you enjoy doing this? And would you like to do this again? Letting the resident tell you where they stand on that particular activity will help you gauge whether it could be done again in the future or if it might require some tweaks. The residents might not remember the activity exactly, but they'll be able to express pleasure or displeasure based on how it made them feel. And the last principle is that there is no right or wrong. Think engagement. The primary goal of this approach is to engage the resident in meaningful activities. This helps promote socialization and maintain motor skills to the best of their ability. Don't try to correct them when they are actively engaged. There is no right or wrong. Let them continue on and just think engagement. Thank you for attending this module, and please let me know if you have any questions. Here are my references. Thank you.